Democracy is a form of government in which citizens have equal rights and privileges. It is closely associated with freedom. Freedom, on the other hand, is liberty. However, democracy is not freedom. Freedom is not absolute, as well as our rights of limit. But how limited are we as determined by the few people? How far can we practice the equality they guarantee in democracy? To our distinguished panel of judges, esteemed teachers, beloved parents, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. For the people, by the people, with the people. This is a democratic country. I am a Filipino, living in a democratic country where my rights as citizens are respected. I have the right to choose and vote for my leader, the right to express my opinion, the right to defend myself, and other rights to life stipulated in the Philippine Constitution. I am a Filipino, but I can feel that I am not. Philippines was once under a dictator's rule. When America introduced democracy to the Philippines, we embraced it, mandated it, practiced it. Yes, democracy promises freedom and peace, because the voice of the sovereign Filipino people is not anymore considered a whisper. It is the scream for the people, rich or poor, are the bosses. The elected leaders, the servants. The idea of democracy, however, gives power to the few instead of giving power to the many. I am a Filipino. I live in a democratic country. I am a Filipino. But in some way, I am not. Fraud! That is the best word to describe Philippine democracy. It is a fraud. Democracy remains a concept, as well as freedom and peace remain its promises. Our power as the sovereign Filipino people is only exercised during the election. After that, we are the minions. As part of the community, I feel that I am imprisoned to some disorder, impartiality, and injustices in my beloved country. What happened to my beloved country? Democracy is seen as one of the ultimate ideals that modern civilization strives to create and preserve. It is supposed to allow extensive representation and the inclusiveness of as many views of the people as possible to feed into a functioning of a fair and just society. Importantly, it supposes to check unaccountable power and manipulation by the few at the expense of the many. Because fundamentally, it is a form of government by the people and for the people. But today, it seems that democracy remains a name. A label to make Philippines more appealing. I am a Filipino, but in some way, I am not. The fight for democracy has just started. Maybe the people are blind to see the truth, or maybe they're too weak to see the truth. Tell me, who would be brave if the payment for truth is your life? The brave souls that you already shed blood by revealing the truth. I am referring to the press, which we call free. But for me, they're not. How can we practice press freedom in the Philippines if our country is suffering from serious deficiencies in the democratic process of journalism? And the attempt by the media to censor prominent people on controversial issues operating on the outer edge of what it seems to be acceptable will very often find themselves the subject of considerable intimidation by some agents of the state. Life-threatening experiences such as kidnapping, torture, and worse, assassination are endless battles for media practitioners. Revealing the truth was their choice, and they chose to be right. But the consequence of a brave act is death. And the only consolation they got are monuments. Take for an example, the disaster that happened 3 years ago. The Maguindanao Massacre, the single deadliest event for journalists in history, according to the Committee to Protect Journalists, or CPJ. Out of the 51 people killed, 34 are journalists. See? The more brave you are, the more guns are faced at you. That was 3 years ago. 3 years, yet the case is still not closed. Aside from greed that brought death to the innocent, the Maguindanao Massacre only proves that our country is not free. And the worst thing is that our country is not free from our fellow Filipino people. Back then it was a battle against Philippines and Korean countries. But today, it is a battle between our people, Filipinos versus Filipinos. Imagine. The press is the voice of the people, the watchdog. By controlling the press, you also control the people. Now tell me, how can we say that we, the Filipino people, are totally free? We are living in a democratic country where the poor suffer from oppression. We are living in a democratic country which is also a home to media killings. We are living in a democratic country full of corruption. We are living in a democratic country where injustice is only served to the rich. We are living in a democratic country where inequality is absent. Yes, we live in Philippines. I live in Philippines, a country exercising democracy, yet freedom is limited. Let us fight for democracy. Many lives were sacrificed just to acquire it, but it seems like it is gradually eliminated. We, the Filipinos today, play a vital role in this fight for democracy. It is our turn to achieve what our ancestors have fought for. It is our job to move forward and achieve one goal. I, as one of the sovereign Filipino people, felt the want, the need, and the necessity to continue what my ancestors have started. Now is the time to shout for democracy. You and me should fight for democracy. The true democracy. Shout for change! No matter how little your voice is, collectively, we will be heard. The bell does not end here. It starts here. I am a Filipino. I live in a democratic country. I speak for democracy. This is democracy.